So we want to know, have you learned anything from watching this tournament? And did your lineup benefit from it? Send your My Team lineups over social media using the hashtag 2KTVLineup. And if you...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And it is Raptor basketball tonight as the Toronto Raptors go up against the Boston Celtics. For the Celtics, they won their last contest, that game against the Raptors in Toronto. That game was a real shootout. They'd like to keep their scoring up, but get a few more stops, too. Kawhi Leonard in action tonight, the winner of multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. Shaq, for wing defenders, where do you have him ranked on the all-time list?
Well, I shook his hand the other day, and his hands are as big as mine, Ernie. But to answer your question, I think he's in the conversation with Pippen and Jordan.
And Jordan, wow. Now, he's one of the best perimeter defenders ever, but those guys are in a company because they've done it on a big stage, Shaq. But he's very intelligent. I love the way he approaches the game defensively, but doing it on that big stage consistently as Pippen and Jordan did. Whew.
That's saying something.
That's saying a lot.
Time for tip-off. We send it to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. Celtics made a special trip here for one game, back in Boston for the next one. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving is excited to leave Cleveland for a bigger role in Boston. He said, challenges are what makes us most human. Conquering fear of failure, showing people you're the best, and that you've prepared for this moment. Those are the things that interest me. Kevin?
Yeah, he's wired differently, D.A. Thank you. Well, Steve, two strong benches tonight. Both front offices. Great job building these teams and building their depth.
You're totally right, Kevin, and it's hard to do under this salary cap situation. You need strong talent evaluators to be able to have these type of benches.
Sometimes those guys, Smitty, are as valuable as the players themselves.
You're totally right. Whenever you can pick out talent and find guys that fit the great system, you have something.
And so off the tip, it's Boston. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Jason Tatum is out there with Hayward. And it's Horford at the center position. Brown outside. There's the pass to Horford. Clock at 4. Misses the 3. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Gasol finds Leonard. Back to Gasol. Over Horford. And Gasol gets it to go. Gasol's got the first points up on the board for Toronto.
That's a high percentage look for Marc Gasol. He loves to face up and knock it down.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And Leonard gets it to go.
Feeling that one all the way. Leonard lethal in the catch-and-shoot game.
Tipped away. Hayward passes to Irving. Pass to Tatum. Here's the 3. Drills it from outside. Tatum's got 5.
And that's from beyond, guys. Right back at you. This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
Now, here's Green. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston.
Well, Lowry will never hesitate to take a 3. It's a big part of his arsenal.
Irving kicks to Hayward. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer off. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Lowry's got his second bucket of the night. The Celtics have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. To the paint. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
A top-notch post game is just one of the ways Horford helps his team. One of the more important ways, though, is because he's a tough matchup down low.
Now here's Green. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Outside Lowry. Off target from three-point range.
And that was a heat check right there. As a team.
And how much awareness there from Tatum that does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
Here's Gasol after the basket by Boston. Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Brown against Green. Outside Gasol. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Hayward. He'll bring it up for Boston. They trail by 1. And when the Celtics traded out of the first overall pick in 2017, many, Greg, thought they were settling for Jason Tatum for team needs. But he might be the best overall player in that draft.
Listen, the Celtics said they would have been fine taking Tatum first overall, and I believe him. Tatum looks like he could be a superstar very early in his career and does everything at a high level and is already a terrific shooter from deep. Plus, he just has a poise and an air about his game that speaks of superstar.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
We know he's one of the best offensive players in the league. What I've seen lately from Kyrie is an improvement in his focus on the defensive end.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. Steve, with Toronto being the lone team in Canada in the NBA, they represent a lot for the nation's basketball fans.
Canada has taken a big step forward in their basketball program. More high draft picks are Canadian and more are on the way. The success, in my opinion, of the Raptors over the last several years has definitely had an impact on Canadian basketball.
Now here's Green. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Irving against Lowry. Irving kicks to Horford. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. On defense, Toronto. Irving looking over the floor. Clock at 6. Hayward against Leonard.
Enters the league as a great defender. Now Leonard's an elite defender. Multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Lowry finds Leonard. Back to Lowry. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. They get a hand on it. Leonard against Hayward. That time from Leonard.
I mean, you can see it. He's way out of sync. It's been this way all quarter for him.
Green up on top. He's covered by Brown. Green against Brown. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Well, Smitty, when it comes to Danny Green, this guy's got a lot of courage. We know that. The man lives with 2 enormous boa constrictors.
Jade and Lightning, those are their names. He's had Jade since his days at North Carolina. Said that given his busy schedule, snakes were just a lot easier to take care of than other pets.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Smitty, we've asked you in the past about what you miss the most about playing. What is something that you don't miss about playing?
You know, I think the travel time away from your family. That's the one thing I did miss. And obviously when you're a team, that becomes your second family and you get a chance to be around those guys. But when you're gone away from home, the amount of days and times that we are, that's the thing I really don't miss, Kevin.
He hits the second from the line. And guys, veteran Danny Green moving north last summer as part of the Kawhi Leonard trade, now in a Toronto Raptors uniform.
Yeah, and not the big name in that deal, obviously, but an important piece. Green is shown to be a very capable 3-and-D guy, and it's the next chapter in what has been a solid career for him.
For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Celtics in Boston. Passes it to Van Vliet. Back to Green. Kicks it to Powell. Puts up a three. Rebounded by the Celtics. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
You know what? It's a fine line between attacking but yet staying under control. And they did, and that's why they shot such a high percentage.
Yeah, terrific discipline. Searching for the best possible shots. That's how you achieve great results on the offensive end.
Now Powell, following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep. Smart against Green. Morris with the rebound.
How is it possible? Wide open, too.
Ibaka with some nice D.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Now, here's Green. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. Goes up on the wing. That one misses. And the Celtics going the other way now. Their last encounter was in Boston.
And they did win that last game in this matchup. And it seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
JR doing what he does best. Former NBA Sixth Man of the Year. He can really score.
Here's Van Vliet. J.R. Smith making his last shot. Good.
He turned on the Jets. As soon as he got that screen, it went right to the hole. Great decision making there.
Rozier kicks to Smith. Back to Rozier. Knocked loose. Baines passes to Rozier. From the baseline. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
Over to the left wing. Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. It's Powell on the wing. Covered by Smith. Powell kicks to Cornette. Lets it go with a three. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul. Caspi, he's checked in for the Raptors. OG Anunoby comes in for Green, and a change for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Aaron Baines. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Out to the wing. Rozier for three. Sinks the triple. Rozier's got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, and an excellent pass by Morris, a guy known for his finishing ability, but he also has the skills to facilitate.
Here's Van Vliet. Anunoby in the corner. Goes up again. Morris with the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. Good, and Smart gets the assist. And it's a 9-point Celtic lead. Van Vliet looking around. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Boston Celtics in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Al Horford provided some insight on why he decided to sign with the Boston Celtics.
What put me over the edge to make this switch is just the depth that I saw with this team. It's an up-and-coming young team that we have a chance to be good for many, many years, and it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Playing for a historic franchise like the Boston Celtics, Greg, they've got, of course, the great fan support, great history, something Horford relishes.
A great choice. A team with depth and youth. They have a chance to be good for a long time.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
I mean, through one, you have to like the effort, especially on that defensive end.
There are several ways, as you know, to take control of a game. Getting stops is one of them.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Boston, they've got Smart. Morris is out there with Williams. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Tice in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The Raptors shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
First one falls for him. Steve, how about just getting along? I mean, obviously you want to win and play well, but what about teammates just getting along?
You know, Kevin, I love it because I think there's an expectation if you don't get along, you can't win. There are some teams you can see these two guys don't like each other, and they still win. But then the teams that is sustained for a long time is the teammates that get along. What you want to do is set, goals that's realistic. And if you can do that and obtain that, then you have pretty much a good team.
Smart passes to Rozier. Back to Smart. Goes up the baseline, and again it's Boston converting.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Van Vliet kicks to Caspi. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Pass to Ibaka. And the three off target. Celtics leading by 9. Rozier with the ball. He's got 6. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And the biggest problem for them in that game, even as they got into foul trouble, they could just never pull back.
It's great to be aggressive, but when you are reckless, you'll suffer for it.
The Raptors have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can be better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
D.A., that's how you truly create a legacy. So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
I just hear assumptions. You said you was popping. How did you eat nothing? Oh, you fried something. You really know nothing. Chicken with the stuff. We getting that baby. We getting that. What you think? I'm on every day. Every day is better. I'm talking about practice. I'm talking about practice.
And the Raptors with some changes. Marc Gasol's checked in for Ibaka. Leonard comes in for OG Anunoby, and Kyle Lowry subbed in for Fred VanVleet. Now, here's Lowry. 20 points for him last game against the Celtics in Boston.
And it was not a one-man show. That was the best part. He had just as good a game with his passing as he did with his scoring.
And they pick up 2.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Raptors trail by 15.
And if there was ever a guy who was more than what his stats say, it's Al Horford. Won't have nights where he drops 50 or carries a team with his shot blocking, but you ask anyone he's played with and they'll tell you he is a perfect teammate.
The Raptors have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Lowry from outside. Raptors get it back and a new 24.
And tonight, he just hasn't been efficient offensively. That's a big reason why they're behind.
Irving passes to Brown. That one off the back iron and out. And the big men who compete against Horford have nothing but respect for him, Greg.
Well, it is why he's been selected as an all-star by his peers and why guys like Embiid admire his game. I mean, Horford does all the small things on the floor you need as a big man. He's so humble. He just goes about his game and makes his team better in every facet.
Here's Irving. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Brown dishes to Horford. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Raptors trail by 15. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Leonard against Hayward. From deep, Gasol. And it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound. And here's Boston. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Count that bucket. And the Celtics lead by 17.
Sometimes I think Kyrie likes to get contact, probably because he can still finish through it.
Here's Kilpatrick. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Lowry, good.
He just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Irving with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Irving finds Horford. Got a piece of it. Up top, Leonard. Fended by Hayward. And it's good for 2. Lowry's got 5 points now this quarter.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi. Aware of what the defense is trying to do. Understands the spacing.
Horford, good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Toronto calls timeout.
Well, for so long, so many were wondering what Kyrie was thinking when he left Cleveland. What is clear now, though, is that Irving doesn't think about it and has flourished on his own. It seems that he really did just need his own team to become the player he's become.
And the Raptors with some changes. Siakam is checked in for Casper. And it's Powell in for Sean Kilpatrick. Smith checked in for the Celtics. Now here's Leonard. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Yeah, you don't need the big play. Right now, you just need the smart one.
This is what desperation can do. You start to play outside of yourself, making a bad situation worse.
And for Irving, he has let more of his personality come out on and off the floor, Greg, now that he has his own team.
Yeah, it really does feel like we are watching a new chapter in Irving's development as a player. Still has the great shot and handles that make him so deadly with the ball. And just visually, while the leadership is also evolving, he just seems more in control of his game and even more lethal as a player.
Here's Lowry, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Just 5 to shoot. Gets a hand on it. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Al Horford.
Aaron Baines.
Celtics on offense. They're on a 16-7 run. Lowry against Irving. Shot from 12. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Raptors trail by 18. Left side Lowry. Now here's Powell. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Lowry deciding where to go with it here. Over Hayward. And again, no good by Toronto.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the basket by Lowry.
This temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And Baines kicks to Smith. Outside Irving. And it's Boston with another.
Halftime in this bitch. We're going to mix that mud up. We're going to mix it up. We're going to get to it.
Further fuel this lead.
It's the playoff push. This game is going all kind of ways. We thought it would
To
be
the
close.
inside.
The
Leonard.
first half has been all Boston. The first half has been all
This is what you want to do
Boston.
on the offensive end. Get
They
Kawhi
coming
looks
into
in the
Toronto
paint. Rely
and
on him to make a play.
They heard everything that was being said about them. And shit, like you
against
said
Lowry.
earlier, you ain't
Irving
gotta like
passes
each
to
other to
Baines.
win games.
With a break in the action,
There
let's
ain't
now
no
view
way
the
in there
NBA
doesn't say that you gotta
assistants.
like
Kyle
each
Lowry,
other to
number
be
one.
good teammates.
It's hard to argue with his status
It can go
as
both
the best
ways.
passer in the NBA right now. He just distributes the ball so well.
Will we see these two teams in the playoffs? Will we see Boston and Toronto in the playoffs?
And the first one drops. And the Raptors making a change here.
They
Ibaka is
may
checked
be
in.
destined to
so
meet.
Boston
They may
going
not
with almost
meet.
an entire new group here. Williams, he's checked in for Jason Tatum. Marcus Morris comes in for Gordon Hayward. Smart's checked in for J.R. Smith. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
45-27.
Both shots good from the stripe. 59 seconds left in the first half of the game.
I ain't seen Lowry bring the ball down.
Now
Whole
here's
game.
Powell, guarded closely.
And
Lowry
it's not
finds
working.
Leonard.
Toronto's present strategy is not working anyway. Let
Shot
Lowry
clock at
bring the
6.
ball down. What are they
Over
doing?
Morris. And it's Leonard missing.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Cuts off the pass. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Fires from deep. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. 10 points for
Leonard
Leonard.
makes it a
They're
16-point
having more
game.
success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Smart deciding where to go with
Good
it.
flavor today.
Morris outside. Shoots over Leonard. What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Boston Celtics. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Where's the star for?
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
Come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
They looked like they were playing an easy game of pitch and catch out there. The playmakers and finishers were in sync on every level. The assist disparity. Now that's the reason why it's a blowout right now, and they play well.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys are working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly.
We still got a whole half of basketball left.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, you like to run more double at him, but the risk there opens up things for everybody else.
Got 13 on the cool.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Raptors trail by 16. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green
so you see Toronto made some adjustments. Some adjustments they should have made after the first quarter.
Siakam in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Feed the
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Lowry. Good work defensively by Horford.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more
Kyrie
in their favor.
What a pass.
And it's all
What a pass.
And the bucket is good.
What
3-point play chance here for him.
And really, Brown is very
They're about
talented
to go
at
up by
nailing
19
shots,
out
even
here on the road.
while getting hit. What muscle this guy
Silence the
has.
critics.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, we know that they can do it. We know they got it in them to do it. Finally seeing them do it a little bit of doing it.
That free throw good from Brown. Steve, we know plenty of NBA players who are still inconsistent at the free throw line. Just how much of a skill issue is free throw shooting and how much is mental?
You know, I think for a lot of guys that are up in size, just being able to shoot the basketball. I tried it shooting a volleyball when your hands are so big, and that is
a lot of guys that's up in size. Bars.
Mentally, you can tell is bothering them because they change their routine from year after year. They keep finding different ways. They have to get comfortable, put in the work, and just stick to it. I think they go to too many different these shooting coaches saying, I have a quick fix. And usually it doesn't work, the quick fix.
That free throw good from Gasol. And starting out in the shadow of his older brother Powell, Marc Gasol, Steve, has become a superstar in his own right.
Multiple All-Star
Marc
games.
Gasol's first game as a
NBA
Toronto
first
Raptor.
team in 2015.
Ain't going too
and it's
swell.
not just the production, it's the leadership.
On its way from Hayward for 2. The shot, no good. So the Raptors will take it the other way. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Well, in the case of Kawhi Leonard, actions definitely, Steve, speak louder than words.
He's one of the most soft-spoken players in the game. Takes a humble, persistent approach to almost everything he does, and the results speak for themselves.
That free throw, no good.
And though he's a physical, tough-minded individual, Danny Green's averaged less than 1 free throw attempt per game over his career. That's surprising.
Gotta get to that line more, boy.
And he's good on the second.
Look at
Celtics
J.R.
leading by
Smith,
15.
the only one over there with his hood still on. That's about right.
And here's Irving. 12 points for him. Yes, once again, it remains perfect. 6 attempts
Boston
and 6
making a
hits.
statement tonight.
Man, it's
It
a
doesn't
joy
look
to
like
watch
it, but
Kyrie
Toronto
go
is
to
the number
work.
1 seed
You
in the
can
Eastern
tell he
Conference.
lives and breathes this game.
But we still got the rest of February. We got
Here's
all of
Lowry.
March and a little over a week of April. A basketball left for the
Gasol against
postseason.
Hayward.
So the number 1 seed is still up for
Releases.
grabs.
And the shot falls short this time.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the
You
glass has
just
been
go off of
porous,
this game alone,
and
it
that's
looks
got
like
to
the
change.
Boston Celtics
Irving
are the
double
number
team.
1 seed in the East.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
But Philadelphia's got better. The league has been reshuffled in just a few days. So the current rankings are lying to us all.
And Toronto has possession.
Chips are going
And
to fall in
Lowry
different
will bring it
spots
up for
now.
the Toronto Raptors.
The league is going to be rearranged.
17-point game.
Power rankings are going to change.
Pass to Siakam. He kicks it to Leonard. Back to Siakam. Clock at 6. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Raptors with some changes. OG Anunoby
Raptors
comes
gotta
in
get it
for
together.
Kawhi Leonard.
They got to play
And
harder.
it's Fred Van
They gotta
Vliet
play
in for
stronger.
Kyle
They
Lowry.
got to play smarter.
Toronto calls timeout.
And the amount of points they've given up here in the
Getting
paint,
out-coached,
that's what they got to talk
outworked,
about.
You know, for the most
Out-hustled,
part, their perimeter D is
outplayed.
holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Key time.
And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between 3-pointers and 2-pointers tonight for Toronto.
Don't say that word.
Gasol kicks to Anunoby. 6 on the shot clock. Toronto needs to get off his shot. And here's Green outside. That shot off. Great D that time from Tatum.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half. And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more
I'm
selective
not talking
tonight.
about just any old franchise. This is Boston.
Here's Anunoby. Defended by Hayward.
You understand?
Green kicks to Siakam.
I don't think you quite do.
At the elbow, it's Gasol. Over Horford. No good from Gasol.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
And that one, good. And that's now 6 points for Al Horford.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. And Fred Van Vliet, the Wichita State product, took some time getting into the NBA, but my goodness, is he a factor now for this team?
You know, I love the way Van Vliet can create space with his movement and getting into a defender. Great at reading a defense and finding the right play. He thinks several steps ahead of the play when he's on the floor.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Raptors making a change here. Cornette's checked in. Boston also with the sub. Tice is checked in.
This bitch is
He's
haunted.
perfect from the line this time. And when it comes to big men who can really handle the basketball, there aren't many of them, but there are a few, and they're pretty good at it. The bigs.
You know, I think
This
the
bitch
best at this,
is
and we
haunted.
don't consider him a big, but he's close to 7 feet. Is Kevin Durant.
Right.
Handling the basketball for a big. DeMarcus Cousins is really
That's
good.
good.
You look at
That's some
guys
good
like
mud
LeBron
right
James,
there,
not
boy.
bad. Blake
That's
Griffin,
some good
for his
mud.
size,
You want
been able
some?
to handle the
You
basketball.
want
We have
some?
so many
You
guys
want some?
that have that skill set. And
Here.
they're 6'10".
Take a sip of this mud.
There's Green
Here you
with the
go.
three. Tipped away.
Open
Tries to
up.
Keep it alive. And
I'm
it
gonna
goes
pour
out
it
of
on
bounds.
there. Listen as I
Last
pour
touch
it
by
on it.
Green.
Listen, I'm gonna pour it on there, see, so you can taste it. Listen.
Now Irving. He's got 14. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Toronto. They've got their eye on the #1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings. And guys showing no signs
good,
of
huh?
letting up. And of course, there's the Celtics. Right on their heels and with their sights set on gaining ground.
And when I look at Toronto, any fears of a regression for them this season have been laid to bed. They're an elite team yet again, and they're poised for a dominant stretch run here.
I can't see them slowing down anytime soon. If anything, I think they'll just get stronger as the playoff gets closer.
And Boston has possession after Toronto got the
See
three-pointer.
that then, boy.
Here's Tice.
Let
It's
it go
hauled
to
in by
playoffs.
Cornette.
Can't see the way,
Yeah,
can't
but
wait
the
to see how it
hand in the
plays
face,
out.
it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Here's Van Vliet. He's got 7. Here's Gasol.
You know,
Irving with the
everybody
rebound.
think Golden State gonna win. They could get hurt. Anything can happen. They could. It's still possible that they could lose. It's not guaranteed Golden State to even be in the conference freaking final.
In the
Not
corner, Horford with it.
guaranteed. Yeah.
Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 5th assist in this one.
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
Toronto calls timeout. And with all
Goddamn
the drama Greg that
blowout
has
over
followed
here.
Irving the past few seasons, he reached out to Kobe
Game
Bryant
ain't
for
over
some
yet,
guidance.
And
Fuck
just
you,
like
Jerry.
Irving and LeBron had to go their own ways, so did Kobe and Shaq. Very few players know what it's like to be in a situation like Irving, but Kobe's one of them. And Kobe gave Irving the confidence to not be afraid of standing out in his career decisions, and so far it's paid off handsomely.
Paid off handsomely, he said.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for the Raptors. Norman Powell comes in for Danny Green. The Celtics also changing it up. Marcus Morris is checked in for Hayward. Smart comes in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving.
Very solid, both ends of the floor. That time,
56-41.
Ibaka, efficient inside.
Still got 3 minutes left in the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter to go.
And Gasol
Gasol!
sends it back.
Gasol with the block.
That's a 2 from Powell.
Oh, Powell, you
Bounces
better
high
make that.
off the rim and drops.
And just like that, we got a
Powell's
ball
his
game again,
first points
folks.
in this one. Celtics leading by 13.
13. It's almost back to 10. We got a
Rozier with the
game.
ball. That one falls.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and
change
create
my
turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a
Change the
problem for
crowd's
them all
mind as
game.
well.
Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. Gasol passes to Anunoby. The teardrop falls in.
The beauty of the teardrop, very difficult to really contest.
The Celtics have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Smart kicks to Rozier.
Teamwork's
Horford
supposed
trying
to
to free
make the
himself
dream
up.
work.
And there's Rozier on the assist from
Look at
Smart.
Scary Terry.
Rozier's got 11 points.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Pass to Powell. Looking
Make
for
him pay
Gasol.
him,
He
boy.
gets it there. Lays it up off the glass.
Gasol's
Gasol's got
getting
5
involved.
points now this quarter.
Finding an opportunity inside. It's a good
Toronto
read by
fans wanna
Marcus
see them
Gasol.
get this thing
He's
to
one
10.
of our high IQ players that
We'll
we
be
have.
back in the ball game again. Hey, bitch.
The Celtics shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And really, the form
Well,
at the
not
line
a
all
bad
season
foul.
has been
Make 'em
terrific.
earn it.
79% as a team.
Make them earn it.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Toronto trying to finish these last 2 minutes, finish the end of this quarter off strong. That will be in their best interest.
That one is off.
Yeah.
And some changes here for the Raptors.
There's a rookie.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for OG Anunoby. And it's Kyle
Show some
Lowry in
signs
for Fred
this year.
Van Vliet. And the Celtics also
Know how the
making a
beginning
change.
of the year
Williams
went.
is checked in
Got
for
off
Daniel
to a kind of a
Tice.
slow, sleepy start in the beginning of the year. But he's here now in Boston. Showing some signs.
And he sinks the second.
Still getting minutes. As we're getting close to the postseason, you're going to see the minutes change.
Now here is Lowry. 13 points in the game.
Start to move more
Pass to
toward
Gasol.
postseason minutes. Now when the postseason
Kicks the foul.
officially starts,
Good ball movement here by the Raptors.
all the coaches' minutes will be
Inside.
assigned to postseason minutes.
Gasol, no good.
Some teams will be a
And
little
forcing
different.
the
Some
miss
teams will be
there,
a
he
lot
just
different.
knows how to pressure
But
you
most teams will have some
defensively.
changes.
And also protecting the rim at all costs.
starting to see
I
some of
love
those
the
changes
anticipation to affect the shot.
That's why I keep an
Now,
eye
here
on
is
Robert
Morris.
Williams minutes.
Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a
That's
game.
what I'm getting to,
5 on the clock.
basically.
Takes a 3.
In the face of the
Gasol
D,
with the rebound.
Gasol gets the easy read.
Raptors trail by
Lowry.
15.
Bust a 3, get this thing down.
Outside Lowry. And the pass to
not.
Powell.
I ain't pulling for either squad. I say let the best man win. May the best team win. That goes for the whole fucking league. Fuck the goddamn
Trying his
fanboys.
luck deep. And again, Toronto with the triple. 1:06 left in the third quarter.
This is basketball. In a 7-game series,
And here's
the
Smart.
best team is
Looking
going
at
to
his
win.
numbers, he's averaging
Let the
about,
best team
6.5
win.
points
May
a
the
game.
best team win.
Leonard against Morris. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him. Siakam is checked in for
Raise
the
the wager on the
And
bets,
then
too,
for
for the
Boston.
postseason. We
Tatum is
definitely
checked in
do
for
it.
Horford. And Irving subbed in for Rozier.
Say Boston and Toronto face off in the postseason. Who you betting on?
Now Smart. Good on the bucket. And the Celtics lead by 14.
And a high
It's a
percentage
certain
look there.
mentality
And
on,
he
this, on the
takes
sideline
full
of this
advantage.
team.
Bumps up
Marcus
the lead.
Morris.
Yeah, the
Marcus
lead now
Smart.
is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there. Not a lot
Terry
of solutions.
Rozier.
Now 8
These
seconds
3 guys
separating
get
the two
along
clocks.
just fine.
Irving against Lowry. 19 seconds
Tatum
left in the
late on
third.
this game. Marcus
Took
Smart.
the opportunity when he saw it. And
Who
it's
said
6
he don't
points
have
for
no
Marcus
offense?
Smart.
And the efficiency
said I just
is
gave
there,
Boston
but the
66 points on the
aggressiveness
board.
is really lacking. So far, it hasn't hurt them, though.
16-point lead now. Boston's back in the driver's seat.
Here is Lowry. Here's Leonard.
Leonard.
And he
Oh.
tries off the glass, but it's
Should
no
have made
good.
that.
And so it's Boston with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Right back after this break. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Irving at point with Brown to his side. There at the backcourt. Horford is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Morris in at the 3 spot. And there's the foul that goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Horford.
That's terrific play on the ball by Serge. He's been first team all defense several times.
Leonard kicks to Lowry. Ibaka looking for an opening. 6 to shoot. Here's Leonard. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
This is what Kawhi provides. 100% of effort. Loves to take it right to you.
Irving double team. Pass to Tatum. Now here's Horford. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. They're going to have to make a pretty big comeback here.
I think it's be a mistake. That's how you attack. Wow.
Agree.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising. He goes for a slam that difficult in their trailer.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. Now here is Irving. Irving double team. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
That's a jump ball.
And the Raptors with the ball. The Raptors shooting around 41% on the night. Powell finds Lowry. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. Passes it to Leonard. And here's Lowry, covered by Morris. Lowry can't get it to go. Celtics leading by 12. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And how about Tatum there, using his muscle, easily absorbing the contact and still able to knock down the shot.
Danny Green, he's checked in for Norman Powell. The Celtics also with a sub. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Morris.
One shot.
And it's about the versatility that Tatum offers, particularly offensively. He can guard and play multiple positions on the floor.
Now here's Lowry. Pass to Siakam. He kicks to Leonard. Over Horford. Rebound by the Celtics. Horford's got 6 rebounds in the game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
He likes to work that in-between area, upset with himself that he couldn't connect.
Leonard, that one wide left. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Brown the pass to Tatum. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Mr. Dependable tonight, helping them grow this lead.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. And the Raptors missing.
We don't normally sim ball games, but we might sim this one, F. But we're not gonna sim it yet because there's still time for Toronto to come back.
Foul called on Danny Green, and that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Irving kicks to Tatum. 6 to shoot over Ibaka. Some solid defense from Ibaka. Toronto's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. And again, no good by Toronto.
And still looking for his first triple of the 2nd half. He had 3 at halftime.
Hayward can't hit.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
You know what? At some point, you have to decide. Do you keep pressing the issue, or do you focus on setting up others?
Now, here's Green. Siakam kicks to Ibaka. Outside Lowry. Trying to get something going. Rebound Boston. Hayward's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. They are just killing them on the interior.
That's your favorite shit to say.
Now here's Green inside, and Green slams it in.
You see the strength, the explosiveness of Danny Green. He's not just an outside shooter, folks.
Now here's Brown. Outside Irving. Kicks it to Horford. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
Back to Green. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 9 rebounds now tonight. And here's Tatum for 3. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Can't say enough about Tatum. A terrific confidence, always looking to put the ball in the basket.
Here's Leonard. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Brown against Green. Brown feeling it out a bit. Over Green. And it's Brown missing.
Even in close to the hoop. That's a tough one to drain when the defense is that stifling.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Many scouts were surprised by Leonard's quick development, his ability to improve his skills and shot as fast as he did. But the truth is, he was always a very hard worker, dating back to his amateur days.
Free throw drops for Leonard. Well, we're talking about Leonard. In college, he put himself through a really tough regimen.
You know, he would be up and out the house by 5 a.m. He'd work out and run basketball drills, usually by himself. This was a part of his daily routine before going to class.
And the Raptors making a change here. Gasol's checked in. Leonard hits them both.
The NBA champion, Finals MVP, Kawhi has done a lot in a short time.
To the middle, here's Horford. Doesn't go that time. Some solid defense from Gasol.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Inside, Siakam. That ball's nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists tonight. Celtics leading by 16. And here is Irving. In the corner, it's Hayward. Over Leonard. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And so Gasol will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Leonard inside. Defended by Hayward. Leonard, no luck.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that looked like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way.
And the skills of Brown, not just a super athlete, but a tremendous floor general as well.
And the Raptors call time here.
And Gordon Hayward is a player who's always found a way to add something to his game. Now he feels comfortable going at a defense either inside or out. Great strength when attacking the rim and can shrug off those defenders.
then, getting home, now I'm hot, it's all on me. Back then, getting home, now I'm hot, it's all on me.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Now here's Gasol. They kick it out to Green. Outside Leonard. Back to Green. And Lowry has it in the corner. Drills it from outside.
If Lowry gets his feet set under him on a catch and shoot like that, the odds are it'll go in.
Outside Tatum. When you look at today's NBA salaries, Steve, do you feel the responsibility to learn financial management falls mostly on the players, or should the league do even more to help them find out about what they're going to do with all this money?
You know, I think it's the responsibility of both. I think the Players Association, also the NBA, and I think organizations as well. I think you look at it, we're all involved to get a chance to help these youngsters. It's not easy for a 19-year-old, 20-year-old to become a millionaire overnight. That's just not something that you're used to, and handling that, it has been a problem for some players in the past.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Celtics.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split, 2 games apiece.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Jason Tatum.
How about the rhythm he got into tonight? Unstoppable at the offensive end. And the coach was smart. He kept calling his number.
Now here's Irving after the Marcus Omas. Irving dishes to Tatum. Here's Hayward. Empty that time from Leonard. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kyrie, big numbers for you tonight, and I always wonder what it's like to be in a zone like that offensively.
It was amazing. You know, more importantly, we got the win, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates. They did a heck of a job of competing every single minute of this game. It took everybody's effort from our bench. You know, it took a 15-man effort, and I'm glad we got the win.
15 men, but 1 man was the difference. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. See you next time.
Well, that's that. Toronto got their asses handed back to them. Gave their own asses back to them. In their home floor. Check out the box score real quick, like before we put ourselves out of here. Mute that shit, bro. I can't say. That's one thing I fucking hate about 2K. A fucking zoom and the fucking look. If I leave it, if I don't mute it, these fucking camera sounds, like, You don't want to hear that every second. You can't even go to the replay. You can't zoom out without hearing that stupid fucking sound. Oh God, I hate that sound. I mean, I love the replay, but I stay away from it because the fucking sound. But I got it muted right now, so we're good. We're good right now. Leonard only had 14 tonight. 5 for 11. He only took 11 shots. It happens, man. It doesn't mean Boston is a superior team over Toronto this year. They split the series. This is Gasol's first game. So give these guys time to figure it out. I still believe Toronto is better than they were before the trade. And give Boston credit on this one. Kyrie Irving didn't miss a shot. Not one. So he's tired of the bullshit. He came to play and he did his thing. Tatum, 17 as well, 7 for 9. 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. You know, he can go off like this at any given night. So don't sleep. Double-double, Al Horford. And then Scary Terry. Look, 3 for 4. They're on the road putting up these numbers. So these guys were on point tonight. Marcus Smart. We seen it. I was watching when he did some of this. I was paying attention when he dropped some of these. And Brown, only 5 for 4. But look, he had 4 assists and a steal. So give him credit. Yeah, he had 2 turnovers. Yeah, you know. But he did have 4 assists, so give him some credit on that. You know, 4 assists. That's 4 times he helped somebody on the team score. So those assists are like points. We love assists, like assists. You need assists. JR, 5 points, but he only played 7 minutes. So 5 points in 7 minutes, going 2 for 4, 1 for 2. It's not bad. Morris, low scoring night, but he had 6 rebounds in 13 minutes, and he had a steal. So give it up for Hayward. Hayward was the wolf. Yeah. But other than that, good game for the Celtics on the road. And a hard place to win in Toronto. They get it done. They get it done. I think this loss is going to sting Toronto a little more than maybe it should. It might not. Let me see. These two teams might meet up again one more time before the playoffs actually get started. Check it out right now. We're also going to see what's on the docket. What's on the court dockets today. Boston, Toronto. No. The only way we see Boston and Toronto again this year is if they meet up in this Eastern Conference playoffs. So let's see what's the chances of that happening. The playoff picture is out now. Now Boston's here with the 2nd seed, so they'd probably meet each other in the conference finals if they meet each other. Philadelphia's gonna have something to say about all of that. They both have 42 wins. Boston played some more games than them, though. Toronto's only got 16 losses. They have 24 games left. Oh, here we go. I love this right here. Look at this right here. Tells you how many games each team has left. Boston only has 19 games left as they sit in this 2nd seed. 24. I see Detroit down here and got 26. Cleveland too. It's good. It's a nice little chunk of games. You know, it's the 4th quarter of the year. So a lot can happen from now to the end, but we can start to see the shaping out. We talked about Milwaukee earlier. 25 games left. They got 25 wins. You know, and the NBA can be a league of streaks. The Milwaukee Bucks could go on a 25-game winning streak. It could happen. It probably won't, but it could. Or they could go on a 25-game losing streak. You know, take Las Vegas, for example. See those 57 losses? They on a losing streak. So the Clippers go on a 22-game winning streak. They could find themselves over here in the playoffs. Anything is still possible. Anything is still possible, as J.R. Smith would say. But make some predictions, because the closer we get, the more you're gonna see concrete data. What do you think is gonna ultimately play out? I think even if the Warriors got hurt, they could still get this first seed. I think it's gonna play out similar to what you see. Golden State's gonna be 1, Oklahoma City's gonna be 2. I think from 3 to 8 could change. Denver could work their way. I think LA will finish off from the 3rd to 6th seed. I think Utah will be right in there. I think Houston will be right there. I think Minnesota will end up getting the 8th seed, 8th to 7th seed. I'm thinking Minnesota's going to fall off a little bit. Maybe come away with the 7th or 8th seed. I see Denver moving up, maybe getting the 6th, 5th, or 4th seed. Anywhere from 4 to 7. Maybe 8, but I don't know. Dallas, I think, will stay in the fight all year. I don't know. I don't know how long. Dallas is supremely better than they were. So Porzingis is coming in a situation where they already have the 8th seed at 28 and 29. He's going to play. There's 25 games left. He's going to play. Dallas is going to get better. So let's see Dallas making it, which is cool for Dirk. I don't know where, though. It's going to get tight. I don't know if San Antonio can push their way in this time. Unless Minnesota falls off. Denver's pretty good. Now Dallas is going to move in. This may be it in the West. San Antonio's behind a little bit, but they got an extra game to catch it up, so you can't never count Pop out. I don't think Portland will make it this year. Just because by Dallas getting better, it's a separation gap. From here to here to here. San Antonio fights hard. Greg Popovich has got them in the race. Because they don't have it. Gasol's older now. They don't. Their team is not as talented as none of these teams. Hell, Sacramento's probably more talented than San Antonio. But San Antonio's up here in the fight because of Greg Popovich. He's awesome. So I don't think San Antonio will make it. I don't think Portland will push in. I think we're looking at the playoffs on the western side. Once it starts, it's very interesting. Other than Golden State, I think any team could win. Doesn't matter if it's Dallas and LA. Take all of these teams and put the matchup any way you want. I think any team can beat any team except for Golden State's the exception. I think the Thunder could beat the Lakers if they play. I think the Lakers can beat the Thunder. I think the Thunder can beat the Rockets. I think the Rockets can beat the Thunder. Same for all of these teams. Except Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota can beat LA. I don't think Minnesota can. So I'm wrong. I don't think Minnesota can beat the Thunder. I don't think Minnesota can beat I don't know. I don't think they can beat. I don't know. I don't think they can beat the Lakers. I don't think they can beat the Thunder. I'm inclined to say I don't think they can beat Houston. I think the Jazz would beat them, but I think it's possible they can beat the Jazz. I think the Nuggets would beat them, but I think it's possible they could beat the Nuggets. And I think Dallas would beat them, but I think it's possible that they could. I don't think they would, but they could. I don't think they can beat the Lakers. I don't think they can beat probably the Rockets. I don't think they can beat the Thunder. So let's go on to the East. We'll have a moment of silence for all the teams who did not make the postseason this year later. In the East, it's just so interesting. Because, I mean, Miami is still in this fight. They could still make the playoffs. They probably will. They're going to fight hard as hell for it, and they got 22 games left. They win one game. If Miami wins their next game, they go to 28 wins. All right? So don't get it fucked up looking at these numbers. Milwaukee's got 25 games left. They could win the East, and they sitting right here. So, I mean, this is the East Conference for you this year. It's wide open. There is no crown. There is no BC to the East right now. It has to be fought for. LeBron left. And now it's anybody's conference. Who's going to take it? So it's going to be a hell of a battle. And right now, teams are battling to just be a part of that battle. I know one thing: Atlanta does not take this 8 seed for granted. Chicago, I mean, Orlando, Cleveland, Indiana. I see Miami and Milwaukee making a push. Washington, they're not consistent. They fall on and they fall off. Detroit's got a little bit of leeway. We'll see. New Orleans got AD back, but they've been inconsistent as well. Brooklyn, yeah, we think that they'll probably make it, but we won't see if they for real until we can see what they do in the postseason with all of this regular season success they've had this year. Well, big props to them to do it for this long, to have the 4th seed at this point in the season, and then show no signs of letting it up. I think it gives a testament to their coach too. Philadelphia. They got better, and they were already good. So, watch Philly over here in the 3rd seed. They could be the one. They could be the team to take the East. But New Orleans could get. It's going to be sneaky in this playoffs and knock somebody off probably. Now, if the playoffs started now, that would set Toronto against Atlanta. I would set Washington against Boston. I would set Philly against Detroit. Then we'd have. Well, I wish the damn playoffs were starting today. We'd have New Orleans and Brooklyn. This is New Orleans' first year in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Las Vegas is in the West now, expansion team, putting New Orleans in the East. So, I mean, it was like, oh, hell yeah. It was a party in New Orleans. They always partying. There was so much optimism, like, yeah, they lost Boogie. And then, you know, after what they did last year in the playoffs, the beginning of the year, Anthony Davis was talking about staying in New Orleans. So, you know, it was a lot of, it looked bright. It was all right. And now the franchise is in a whirlwind. But they're being smart. It could be a lot worse for New Orleans because what's going on with this Anthony Davis situation is huge. It's not just going to impact the next 5 years. It's going to impact for New Orleans. It's going to impact the next 10 to 20 years because if they fuck this up really bad, there may not be no franchise in New Orleans in 20 years from now. You know, this is that serious for a market like them. They can't fuck this up. So there's some things they don't have no control over. They are trying to control what they can control. And they didn't let LA bully them. They got AD on it. I mean, a contract's a contract. Anthony Davis is his signatures on it. They got him on a contract for 2 more years. So New Orleans probably will move him out and make a deal for him. But they're gonna do the best that they absolutely can, 100% to the T. Try to make the best decision that they can get out of this. Because this franchise, this ain't a franchise I think that can go 10 years without a playoff appearance. It can go, 4 or 5 maybe. But Anthony Davis, they drafted him. Some people know, but people are kind of overlooking. People are kind of overlooking the fact that Anthony Davis could be. You can make the argument he already is, or it's gonna be a generational type player. Like if LeBron James wasn't in the league, and when he's not in the league anymore, Anthony Davis is a LeBron James type caliber player. He's a franchise game changer. He's in the top 5 best players in the league. On some boards, you can put him number 1 on some people's board. So that says a lot. That's what New Orleans has, and they're gonna to lose him. They're gonna try to get the best that they can get, which is what it should be a no-brainer. But we've seen teams do some bad deals in this league before. For instance, if they would have took the LA offer, who knows? It probably wouldn't have been worth it compared to the offer, the official deal that they will one day do. So, it's big. It's big for the league in terms of where AD is going to go and all of that, and how the rest of his career is going to pan out. What he is, what he's been, what he's going to become. But for New Orleans, for their franchise, for their city, for their fan base, for their culture, for those people, for basketball, for the basketball world with New Orleans on the side of it, this is galactic. It's humongous. It's everything. It's not just the future, it's the past, because if New Orleans Pelicans have no future, then their past won't mean anything. So this Anthony Davis thing is not it's not just the present, it's the past and the future for that organization down there in New Orleans. And it's been an interesting dynamic because we're seeing players try to use their leverage, and we're watching ownership and teams use theirs. But there's things in place. Rules are rules. I don't think New Orleans is doing anything wrong at this point. They're probably gonna trade him. I don't think they're gonna keep him prisoner for 2 years, even though it wouldn't really be the right word to use. He's under contract that he signed, but it would feel a bit long. So by next year's trade deadline, Anthony Davis should be in another uniform. I know a lot of people don't want it to go that long. It probably won't go that long, but that long at the latest. The funny thing is, Anthony Davis could change his mind at any time. Anthony Davis could change his mind at any time and decide to stay in New Orleans. So don't X that option out. I don't hear anybody saying that, bringing that up, talking about it, even hitting at it. Anthony Davis could change his mind at any time.